Hello, what have we here?
Hey, what's good, y'all? It's Lambo Calrissian. We're back for Build Up number 2. This is the second episode review for the power scale and stuff that's going on in the series. We're going to look at the form, some of the introductions and things of this nature, and go from there. So if you don't know this by now, it's going to be spoilers all up in here. I highly recommend you guys go check out the episode first, then come back, then yell at me if I missed anything in the comment section. Sounds like a plan, right? Let's get started. Now, when it comes down to it, the most important things we need to recognize in this series is that we got a new best match, we got a new trial form, and we got the introduction of NIGHTROUGE. This show does an excellent job playing on Sento's intelligence as he formulates a plan in his head, and we see it in all the formulas that go for it, and he created one on some Jimmy Neutron type shit. Brain blast on that ass, that's what he did. But before that, I should probably go ahead and mention what the Drill Crusher can do. Now, his primary weapon, the Drill Crusher, showed us that in gun mode, he has the ability to use the full bottle of the Harinezumi in order to shoot out energy spikes at an enemy, and that's pretty cool because we don't know what else he can put inside of that or in different forms. Maybe he has a specific set of full bottles he can use with the sword mode, or a specific set of full bottles he can use with the gun mode, excuse me. We don't know. This is just something that's floating in the air, but it's really cool to see that Harinezumi makes sense to use in the gun form. So we see him go into Gorilla Diamond and he gets excited when it's a best match. I don't know if that means anything to you guys, but this means that he doesn't even know when they're going to be a best match. Obviously, he says let the experiment begin, but like we thought he kind of had an idea of what goes with what, and we don't. And that's really good for in terms of story, and is interesting as a character for Sento. Which means sometimes in the middle of combat, he doesn't know what he's going to get. He's just putting two together and hoping that it works out. And if he gets a best match, it works out for him. How he's able to use all the abilities on the top of his brain, I don't know. Maybe when he uses them, all of it goes to his brain, like, all right, dude, you can do this now, you can do this now, you can do this now. It's just something, it's not something that he seems to learn how to pick up on the fly. It's just something that he has. He just transforms, gets his best match, the knowledge is in his brain, or he's so smart he's able to figure out stuff just like bada bing, bada boom, bada bop. But looking at Gorilla Mon, he's got some power in them hands. Y'all better not get hit by this dude. He might not be a good time for you. He's got exceptional punching power compared to that of Rabbit Tank, but Rabbit Tank's a lot more faster. With that being said, because he has so much punching power, he lacks a lot of kicking power and agility, and he got some other crazy shenanigans with him too. We see his strength in action as he one-shots a giant robot. I mean, it wasn't like a mecha Super Sentai robot, but it was a pretty big robot that he just popped in one shot, so hey, there's that. His left arm also has the unique ability of turning inorganic objects and certain intangible objects and even weakened enemies into diamonds, kind of like a diamond version of the Midas Touch. And also when he performs his finisher, apparently he can make a gust of diamonds and then like launch him with the gorilla arm at an enemy, and then they'll get caught into that tornado of diamonds, and it separates the smash from the human board, like the two bodies separate. So while the smash is flying in the tornado, the human body is separated from it, and obviously he'll finish it with the gorilla arm, breaking them into a million pieces. Technically just beating the kaijin, but you know what I mean. We also get to see a brand new trial form in this episode. We get to see Rabbit Sokichi, or Rabbit Vacuum if you want to be a dick about it. At the time of this recording, Rabbit Sokichi is like statless. There's no stats on him at all, but since it is a trial form, we can infer that it's going to be weaker than all of the best matches that we've seen thus far, even though there's only been two. So in typical vacuum fashion, he has his left arm, that's a vacuum cleaner, and has the ability to absorb things. In this case, he can absorb elemental attacks and then dispel them very easily with his left shoulder and very safely. It's like his left arm's a way cooler version of all of the Dyson vacuum cleaners I've ever owned. We don't know the full capabilities of what else it can vacuum, but we know it can vacuum fire, so it can do intangible elemental stuff like that. So we may see some more of that in the future if we see a best match with it, or any more trial forms for that matter. And now we're going to talk about this dude that I've been excited to talk about for a while, since we finally get to see something on him. To quote the immortal Hugo Galaxy, we about to talk about that dude, NIGHTROUGE. So getting into Dr. Batman, all we know is that he gets in this scene and he goes, yo, what's up? I'm here. And then Sento gets pissed off, so they start swapping hands. Now, I had to watch this fight 3 times to figure out if NIGHTROUGE was mollywopping or if they was just, swapping hands. And I gotta say, NIGHTROUGE worked him. NIGHTROUGE worked Bill this episode. And with the little small scuffle that they had, NIGHTROUGE was really putting in more damage and putting in more blows on him. It wasn't no dog walking fest. It wasn't a mollywop, but he did put some work on Bill today. But to be fair, Build was in the trial form of Harinezumi Tank, which is obviously not a complete, beautiful stat form like a best match would be. At the time of this recording, NIGHTROUGE also doesn't have any stats on him out loud, but I can theorize that his stats may be on par, if not greater, than some of the best matches that Build may have within the upcoming episodes. And, you know, to see that he can kind of do what he does, you know, with this little fight gave us enough information that he's been fighting for a while. So this isn't his first rodeo about doing what he needs to do. He probably had to take out a couple of his guinea pigs, probably for the sake of science on his part, or maybe he just needed to relieve some steam or something. He also mentioned to Bill that you can't come at him with just random full bottles, meaning that it's got to be best match or bust. That helps further my theory that, hey, Bill has to come strong if he wants to beat NIGHTROUGE, or NIGHTROUGE gonna put in work on him and it ain't gonna look good. That's pretty much what I picked up from this episode. Man, it's just moral of the story. NIGHTROUGE put in work and he was like, hey, play catch up, Build. I'm here. You got some new forms and that's pretty, but come at them with me. Otherwise, I'm going to be bing bop booping you all day. It's going to be bad. Also, Ryuga had one of the coldest shirts I've ever seen in my entire life. So yeah, there's that. If you enjoyed this video, don't hesitate to give me a like, subscribe to the channel for more Kamen Rider Weekly goodness, and we can just keep doing the build up. I like doing it. I like doing this. Let's keep doing this. I'm Lambo Calrissian reminding you guys to keep calm and Toku on.